Alright, this video walkthrough is going to cover
The convoy should be entering the area any minute.
Mission 2A in the Liao campaign of MechCommander 2, which is Mobile Intercept Killdeer. This mission is going to have us intercepting 4 different large groups of enemies that are going to be heading down the path that kind of zigzags through this mission a little bit, or the map of this mission. And then we'll have to extract at point 5. Immediately as soon as the mission starts, you'll want to head to the east and to capture this resource building. And the defenders are a bunch of power armor and a vedette. You can handle the power armor by running them over. As soon as this building is captured, you want to start heading back west again. And this group of harassers and the centipede will come from the south to attack us. Alright. Now we have, you want to bring a jump jet mech with in this mission. A good choice is the Liao. If you have one of those from the final mission of the previous campaign. And what we're going to do is use his jump jets to basically skip across these islands and capture the LRM turrets that occupy the base to the west. And this radar signature is a heavy helicopter that doesn't really activate until you touch down on that one island. And just pull it next to your other mechs so you can drop it quick. Because that can kind of wreck your mechs on the harder difficulties. If you try to fight it one-on-one. And jump here to capture the turret control. And that will assist us in destroying these vehicles. And you want to start shooting the hunters as soon as possible because they're going to start trying to damage the turret control. Capture the gate and these resource buildings before heading back out again.
Enemy resources captured. Enemy resources captured. Building is mine.
I'm going to jump across back over these islands again. we're going to start heading north up to these resource building here.
Mech power-up detected.
And capture it. And those mech power-ups are a pair of ullers that activate when we get close enough to the mountains to the right.
Enemy resources captured.
We have some attack helicopters that are part of the first wave of our attacking elements that we must destroy. This is going to be element A. We're going to want to drop this these guys before facing the rest of that group. And the Ullers can be dropped pretty fast, but they have light autocannons that make them still pretty dangerous, so keep that in mind. But definitely make sure you kill them during this mission and give yourself the chance to salvage one. Although, as you can see, I ended up destroying both. And it's not a big deal because they're not one of the more particularly useful clan mechs at this point in the game. However, because you're not going to necessarily need one in the next few missions. But even so, all clan mechs are good to salvage. So. And as you see, dropped a repair truck to get our forces back into good shape before continuing onwards. I don't want to lose any weapons with only having a small squad at the moment. And now we're going to want to engage these defenders to clear them out before any of the other elements come to reinforce this position. Because not all of the element are groups of attackers who are going to travel to the far southwest base. Some of them will stop at this base here and even further away and just come to a rest. So if you don't find some way of kind of like separating them and dealing with them in smaller portions, it can make it pretty difficult to deal with later on. And the turrets can be somewhat helpful to capture in this base, but I wouldn't break a sweat trying to capture that turret control tower, simply because the direction the attackers come in keep the turret control tower here really unfortunately exposed, meaning that it's likely that those turrets are going to be disabled before they really do any significant damage. However, if your mechs are in the area and you keep them enemies distracted, then those LRM turrets can still help you out some. So. And that helped us drop that Jaeger mech. there's this resource building here we should capture. Unfortunately, didn't manage to get it before more attackers came, so we're bringing our repair truck up to our main
Sir,
forces.
we're getting reports that some of the convoy are fortifying the northern base. You'll have to assault them there.
Long shot here. I can't get there. Hacksaw here. Locking in target.
Kind of punched a hole in the base there to get my repair truck out here faster. But as you can see, that turret control tower is about to be dropped, so
Hacksaw here. Good is dead. I'm back in action. Hacksaw here. Locking in target. Okay, sir. Hacksaw here. Target. Affirmative.
Enemy resources captured.
By the piece. Long shot here. Target locked in. Roger that. Target confirmed. Job.
these wolfhounds, light mechs, are pretty easy to deal with.
I'm getting knocked around. Roger. Update the kill board. Hacksaw here. All bucked and shiny, boss.
And I believe the first portion of the second attack wave is starting to reach this point.
Repair resources depleted.
At least some of the front part of that group.
Still reporting. Roger that.
Yeah, you can see the main section of Group 2 starting to come towards the right,
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
or from the right.
Still reporting. Target acknowledged. Sweat. Oh yeah, another one bites the dust. Long shot here. Target locked in. Hacksaw here. Locking in target. Affirmative. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Still reporting. Roger that. Target confirmed. Still reporting. I am under fire.
Objective
Alright,
complete.
review, that was the last unit in the Element A I had to deal with.
Turrets
And once those turrets are
deactivated.
deactivated, this base has no meaning to us anymore. And since we destroyed Element A, which reinforced that northern base, we've successfully managed to divvy up the defenders there. Or the possible defenders there.
Affirmative. Repair vehicle inbound.
Can drop a repair vehicle and a long tom
Copy.
right here.
Transporting artillery feed.
Although one thing I would advise is there is a vulture that is part of one of these attack groups, and I noticed having the long tom as part of my defenses ended up overpowering it when it came to damage, and caused it to explode rather than it being salvageable, which is something you might want to avoid doing if you're looking to salvage the vulture out of this mission. This is our element B, which heads straight for the southwest base. As you can see, we've got 3 Enfields, a couple partisans, some cargo trucks. Probably more units behind that. That Long Tom is doing a good number on these guys right now. And also, as you can see, taking this position behind the wall has made some difficulty in terms of those Enfields can't really see my mechs to shoot at them. And they were just kind of walking around out there getting shot at. There's just some vedettes and cargo truck or 2 left. And as you can see, there's a few pieces of element B that hung up around the northern base. There'll be a couple mechs that end up doing this. Can be kind of annoying sometimes, but we can get some of their attention and pull back now. Trying to draw those Jaeger mechs into the LRM defenses. Although, as you can see, I believe those defenders aren't really interested in giving chase. So after repairing my mechs, I'm going to try again at taking out some of these defenders or grabbing some of their attention. At least until the next element moves out to the southwest base. Because I know there's another large wave that goes straight towards it. Use bait tactics against this guy. And as you can see, this Jaeger mech's reluctance to chase our bait too far is actually helping us in this situation, because as long as my additional mechs are shooting at him, he won't switch targets to them or be considered out of combat. The AI does strange things like that, so... But you can exploit it if you know its habits, which is very useful. As you can see, this other Jaeger mech has decided to choose our previous Liao bait as its target as well, but since it doesn't want to chase our other mech either, we can pretty much just take pot shots at it for a while. Although we've managed to pick up the attention of another Jaeger mech that wasn't part of this patrol group. So we're gonna have to pull back regardless. But we did some nice damage on that other mech, so... These guys seem to be more interested in following us back here. So, I'm gonna head back, repair. Although, as you can see, once again, those two Jaeger mechs also seem to lose interest eventually. So, we're just gonna repair and go back and bait some more. And kite these guys around. Now, this Jaeger mech seems to have eventually found his way towards the southwest base. And since he seemed a little reluctant there, I figured I'd help him out. And once he's in range of those LRM turrets, it's a done deal. And I believe the next element that's heading straight for the southwest base is on its way now. And there's our vulture. Our enemies are just about in range. It's important to know that the vulture is very lightly armored, so it can actually drop it pretty quick. Although, when you get your own vultures, I suggest modifying them for additional armor plates. And as you can see, that's very sad what just happened. I actually considered replaying this mission after that happened, but there's another mission in the Liao campaign, I believe mission 4, that you'll be able to salvage a number of them at.
Objective complete.
And that was element D. So now we know that the main attacking waves are pretty much over with, and we just have to clear up whatever stragglers decided to camp out at these other bases here.
Copy. Transporting artillery piece.
And I decided to drop another artillery piece because I have some extra RP that I feel like using. Although it wasn't necessary, to be honest, but...
Man, I'm getting knocked around. Hacksaw here. Hey, I'm under fire.
Go behind this wall to get me the artillery.
Okay, sir. Still reporting. Roger that. Target confirmed. Hacksaw here. Got it. Enemy vehicle destroyed. Roger that. Silence craft.
Decided to salvage Jaeger mech. Some extra support. And I've got some extra repairs left too. And I decided to split my repair truck between these two mechs that could use repairs. As you can see, it happens to be enough to pretty much bring that Jaeger mech back into full condition, so we're pretty much good to go.
Hacksaw here. Locking in.
These are all unarmed defenders for the most part. There's this one Enfield.
Hey, I'm under fire. I'm on him.
That long tom was kind of close to my mechs, but either way still ended up helping out.
Target acknowledged. I'm on him. More work for retirement. Roger. Roger.
And just a few more stragglers left.
Long shot here. Copy target.
And one last Jaeger mech to deal with.
Objective complete.
And all 4 elements are gone, so I'm going to spend some RPs, whatever we got left. Then pull back to the extraction point, and that pretty much wraps up Mission 2A in the Liao campaign. And we don't even have to bother repairing this, really, or calling down a repair truck, because there's no enemies left for the most part. especially with those always having been killed. And just in case there are any surprises, I make sure my Enfield's traveling at the back of the line of my mechs. And that's it.
Objective complete.